Picture this, right now, flowing through your veins at this very moment, is a secret code. A biological signature that's been with you since before you took your first breath. It's your blood type. And it's doing way more than you think. Your blood type is determined by two things, the ABO system and the Rh factor. Think of the ABO system like different locks and keys. Your red blood cells have special proteins on their surface. We call these antigens. Type A has A antigens, type B has B antigens, type AB has both, and type O has neither. Simple, right? Then there's the Rh factor, positive or negative. If you've got this particular protein, you're positive. If you don't, you're negative. Combine these, and you get 8 possible blood types. A+, A, B+, B, AB+, AB, O+, and O. Here's something wild. Your blood type is a genetic lottery ticket from your parents. And depending on where your ancestors came from, certain blood types are more common. About 85% of people are Rh positive, making Rh negative blood types relatively rare, and, in medical emergencies, more precious than gold. Now, let's get personal. Let's talk about your blood type. Type O, positive. We're starting with the heavyweight champion, type O positive. This is the most common blood type globally, found in about 37–39% of people. If you're O+, you're part of the majority, but don't let that fool you. You've got some serious advantages. Advantages. First, the superpower. People with type O blood have been shown in multiple studies to have a lower risk of heart disease and blood clots. Your blood literally flows easier. Research from Harvard found that non-O blood types have a 60–80% higher risk of dangerous blood clots compared to type O individuals. Think about that. Just by genetic chance, your cardiovascular system got a head start. Type O individuals also tend to have lower levels of von Willebrand factor, a protein involved in blood clotting. While too little can cause problems, having moderate levels means your blood doesn't get sticky as easily, reducing stroke risk. But here's where it gets interesting, and a bit darker. During the COVID-19 pandemic, studies revealed that people with type O blood were less likely to contract severe cases of the virus. Scientists believe this might be because the A antigen, which O types don't have, may help the virus attach to cells more easily. There's also evidence suggesting type O people might have more robust gut bacteria, better able to fight off stomach ulcers caused by H. pylori bacteria. Disadvantages, but it's not all sunshine. Type O individuals appear more susceptible to certain infections, particularly cholera and plague, though, let's be honest, that's probably not your biggest worry today. More relevant? Type O. People may be more prone to peptic ulcers, despite having some protection against H. pylori. The mechanisms are complex, but your stomach lining might be slightly more vulnerable to stress-related damage. There's also some evidence, though controversial, that type O individuals might metabolize alcohol differently, potentially facing higher risks of certain alcohol-related issues. Personality note. Optional. Cultural. And if you believe in the Japanese blood type personality theory, which is like astrology based on blood, type O people are supposedly confident, self-determined, and natural leaders. Science? Questionable. Fun? Absolutely. Type O negative. Now, if you're O negative, congratulations, you're a universal donor. Only about 7% of the population has your blood type, but you can donate to anyone. In emergencies, O blood saves lives when there's no time to check compatibility. Advantages. You carry all the cardiovascular advantages of type O, with that beautiful low clotting risk and reduced heart disease susceptibility. That universal donor status isn't just altruistic. It's a reflection of your blood's unique simplicity. No A antigens, no B antigens, no Rh factor. Your blood is, in a way, the cleanest slate. Some studies suggest O. Individuals might have slightly better outcomes in certain surgical procedures because of their blood's compatibility and flow characteristics. Disadvantages. But here's the catch. While you can give to everyone, you can only receive from other O donors. In a medical emergency, if you need blood, your options are limited. With only 7% of people sharing your type, this can be genuinely concerning in certain situations or locations. All the vulnerabilities of type O apply. that potential for peptic ulcers, the specific infection risks. Plus, if you're a woman with O blood and pregnant with an Rh-positive baby, you'll need special monitoring to prevent Rh incompatibility issues. Though modern medicine handles this beautifully with Rh immunoglobulin injections. Type A positive. Let's switch gears to type A positive, the organized, methodical blood type, if we're going by that Japanese personality system. About 34% of people have A+ blood, making it the second most common type. Type A blood emerged much later in human evolution than type O, possibly arising when humans shifted from hunter-gatherer lifestyles to agricultural societies. Interesting, right? Your blood type has an evolutionary story. Advantages: people with type A blood might have certain immune advantages. Some research suggests better responses to certain vaccines and a more regulated inflammatory response to some infections. Your immune system has a different playbook, and sometimes that's beneficial. There's also intriguing research suggesting type A individuals might have lower rates of certain cancers, particularly pancreatic cancer, compared to other blood types, though the mechanisms aren't fully understood. Type A people may also be better suited to vegetarian or plant-heavy diets according to the blood type diet theory. Though, full transparency, mainstream science remains skeptical of these dietary claims. Your digestive system isn't radically different based on blood type, but there might be subtle variations. Disadvantages. Here's where things get serious. Type A individuals have a statistically higher risk of certain diseases. The big one? Stomach cancer. Studies consistently show that type A blood is associated with about a 20% higher risk of gastric cancer compared to type O. This is likely related to H. pylori infection patterns and how your blood type interacts with stomach tissue. Cardiovascular concerns also appear. Type A people have higher baseline levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which can impact heart health over time. You might be more prone to stress-related health issues. Then there's the clotting factor. Remember how type O blood flows freely? Type A blood is stickier, with higher levels of von Willebrand factor and factor VIII. This means increased risks of blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, and stroke compared to type O. During COVID-19, type A individuals appeared to have slightly higher infection rates and severity risks, that A antigen making them more vulnerable to viral attachment. Type A negative. Type A negative represents about 6% of the population, relatively rare and highly valuable for donations to both A+ and A recipients. Advantages. You carry the potential immune advantages of type A blood, with that unique antigen profile that sometimes offers protection against specific pathogens. Your rarity makes you incredibly valuable in blood donation networks. A blood is always in demand. The lack of Rh factor might offer subtle benefits in certain autoimmune conditions, though research here is still emerging. Some studies hint that Rh-negative individuals might have slightly different immune regulation. Disadvantages. All the type A vulnerabilities apply: that increased gastric cancer risk, the cardiovascular concerns, the stickier blood that clots more readily. The increased cortisol response to stress means managing anxiety and pressure becomes even more important for your long-term health. And like OA, you face transfusion limitations. You can only receive A or O blood, making only about 13% of the population potential donors for you. In emergencies or rare situations, this matters. The pregnancy considerations also apply if you're a woman. Rh-negative blood requires monitoring during pregnancy to prevent complications with Rh-positive babies. Type B positive. Welcome to type B positive, found in about 9% of people, and interestingly, more common in Asian populations than European ones. This is where blood type distribution gets geographically fascinating. Advantages: type B individuals might have struck an interesting evolutionary balance. Some research suggests better resistance to certain bacterial infections, particularly E. coli and Salmonella. Your immune system seems calibrated slightly differently. There's also evidence that type B people have lower rates of ulcers compared to type O, despite both lacking the A antigen. Your stomach lining might handle stress and irritation differently. Cognitively, some studies, and take this with appropriate skepticism, suggest type B individuals might have lower rates of dementia and cognitive decline compared to AB types. The mechanisms are unclear, but it's an intriguing area of research. Type B people can receive blood from B+ and B donors plus O+ and O, giving you decent options in emergencies. About 47% of people can donate to you. Disadvantages. The cardiovascular risks aren't as pronounced as type A, but they're still elevated compared to type O. You have higher clotting factors than O types, meaning increased risks of thrombosis, stroke, and heart disease, just not as dramatically as A and AB types. Type B individuals appear to have higher risks of pancreatic cancer based on several large-scale studies. The exact biological mechanism isn't fully understood, but the statistical association is consistent across research. There's also some evidence linking type B blood to slightly higher rates of certain infections, including urinary tract infections and possibly some foodborne illnesses, though your immune response seems more robust against others. In that Japanese blood type personality system, type B people are supposedly creative, passionate, and strong-minded. Science? Still skeptical, but fun to think about. Type B, negative. Type B negative. Now we're getting rare. Only about 2% of the population carries this blood type, making you genuinely special. You're incredibly valuable as a donor. Advantages. All those potential type B immune advantages apply. The bacterial resistance patterns, the lower ulcer risk. Your rarity makes you precious in emergency medicine and to patients with B blood who desperately need transfusions. The Rh negative factor might offer subtle immune benefits still being researched, particularly regarding autoimmune conditions and allergic responses. Disadvantages. Those type B disease risks, pancreatic cancer, elevated cardiovascular issues, they're all present. Your blood clots more readily than type O, requiring attention to cardiovascular health throughout life. And your transfusion options are extremely limited. You can only receive B or O blood. That's about 9% of the population. In medical emergencies, especially in rural areas or countries with limited blood banking, this can be genuinely concerning. Pregnancy monitoring for Rh-negative women remains essential, though medical science handles this effectively with modern protocols. Type AB positive. Now we arrive at type AB positive, the universal recipient. About 3% of people have this blood type, making it relatively rare. If you're AB+, you've got a fascinating genetic combination. Advantages. Here's your superpower. You can receive blood from anyone, any blood type, any Rh factor. Your body accepts it all. In medical emergencies, this is an enormous advantage. While O is the universal donor, you're the universal receiver, and that matters when you're the one who needs help. AB individuals have unique antibody profiles that might offer advantages against certain infections. Your immune system has a different toolkit. You produce neither anti-A nor anti-B antibodies, which sounds like a deficit, but actually creates an interesting immunological landscape. Some research suggests AB individuals might have better short-term memory and cognitive processing in certain tasks, though these findings are preliminary and not definitive. Disadvantages. Here's where type AB gets challenging. Multiple large-scale studies have linked AB blood to significantly higher risks of cognitive decline and dementia, around 82% higher than type O in some research. The mechanism might involve increased clotting factors, affecting brain circulation over time. Speaking of clotting, type AB individuals have the highest levels of factor Aq and von Willebrand factor. Your blood is the stickiest of all types, meaning the highest risks of dangerous blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, and stroke. This is serious. AB types need to be especially vigilant about cardiovascular health. Heart disease risk is elevated. Some studies show AB individuals have a 23% higher risk of heart disease compared to type O. The combination of clotting factors, inflammation markers, and cholesterol patterns create a perfect storm for cardiovascular issues. Type AB people also appear to have higher risks of gastric cancer than type O, though lower than type A. And during COVID-19, some research suggested AB types had heightened vulnerability to severe disease. Type AB. Negative. Finally, we have the rarest of them all, type AB negative. Only about 1% of the population has this blood type. If you're AB, you're genuinely 1 in 100. Advantages: your universal recipient status still applies. You can receive A, B, AB, and O blood, giving you options that many Rh-negative people don't have. That's powerful in medical emergencies. Your rarity makes you incredibly valuable as a donor to other AB individuals. Both positive and negative can receive your blood. You're part of an exclusive club that saves lives. The Rh-negative factor might offer those subtle immune regulatory benefits being researched in autoimmune conditions. Disadvantages: all those type AB health concerns apply with full force. The elevated dementia risk, the maximum clotting factors creating cardiovascular vulnerability, the increased heart disease and stroke risk. AB: individuals need proactive cardiovascular health management from young adulthood. The cancer risks associated with AB blood, particularly gastric cancer, remain present, requiring attention to preventive screenings and healthy lifestyle factors. And while you can receive from multiple Rh-negative blood types, you're still limited to only about 15% of the population. Finding blood isn't as restricted as B, but it's not easy either. Pregnancy considerations for Rh-negative women apply, requiring careful monitoring and medical intervention. Now, to conclude, so what do we do with all this information? First, and this is crucial, your blood type is not your destiny. Yes, certain blood types carry statistical risks or advantages, but these are probabilities, not certainties. A type AB person who exercises regularly, maintains a healthy weight, manages stress, and doesn't smoke will likely outlive a type O person who neglects their health. Your lifestyle choices matter far more than your genetic starting point. But knowledge is power. If you're type A or AB, knowing about your elevated cardiovascular risks means you can be proactive. Monitor your cholesterol, manage stress actively, maintain a heart-healthy lifestyle, and work closely with your doctor on prevention. If you're type O, celebrate those cardiovascular advantages, but don't ignore that ulcer risk or the specific vulnerabilities you carry. Practical advice: whatever your blood type, here's what matters. Know your type. Carry a card. In emergencies, this information can be life-saving. If you can donate, do it. Every blood type is needed, but rare types, O, B, AB, A, are desperately needed. You could save a life. Use your blood type information as one factor in health discussions with your doctor, not as a source of anxiety. Modern medicine can address almost all these risk factors with early intervention. Don't fall for pseudoscience. The blood type diet, blood type personality theories. These are mostly cultural beliefs without strong scientific backing. Your blood type doesn't determine your personality or require you to eat specific foods. General healthy eating principles apply to everyone. Your blood type is a fascinating window into human evolution, genetics, and the intricate systems that keep us alive. It's part of your biological story, written in your DNA before you were born, flowing through every moment of your life. Some blood types might face more challenges, others might catch more breaks. But here's the beautiful truth: we're all part of the same human family, with interconnected systems that make us vulnerable in some ways and resilient in others. Understanding your blood type isn't about fear, it's about knowledge. And knowledge, used wisely, helps us live healthier, longer, and better lives. Thanks for watching. If you learned something today, hit that like button, subscribe for more science content, and drop a comment below with your blood type. Let's see which types are watching. And remember, whether you're the universal donor, the universal recipient, or anywhere in between, you're pretty amazing just as you are.